Welcome, everybody, for another episode of New Horizons. For 23, I'm told. So, let's see. We are just finishing up our little internal recap, making sure to dot some I's and cross some T's. And let's. Yeah, so I was just clarifying that we have three Tabukan soldiers that the crew deliberately spared. One that fled into the woods and is at the moment being chased by Cade's gun drone, and uh, there are various enemies uh, laying incapacitated or killed in various states. You haven't taken the time to sift through and determine the status of all of them quite yet. But you are free to. We finished operating in turn order last time, so we're back to our kind of free for all.
I think Nero was chasing after the remaining runner with guidance from Cade.
Okay. All right, so she goes running off into the night as well. Does anyone, what is everyone else going to be doing in the meantime?
Helping restrain the survivors.
Okay, so Java is on prisoner detail.
Probably gonna like tie them to the uh, vehicle that we've disabled.
Okay. Do you want to put them in in the back of the truck or just to the side of it?
To the side of it, just gonna tie them to the side.
Okay.
Two hands to like imagine like a grab bar or something like
Mm-hmm.
something like that.
Okay, I got you. Let's see. Danielle, Ethan, what are your characters doing?
Um, well, my character just resuscitated slash brought back from the brink of death the soldier who's getting mauled by Tom, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she's going to be going medic on that situation, I guess, and just checking over and making sure she healed everything okay.
Okay. And Brother Nick.
Um, I think he would help with getting the prisoners first, and then I guess see to any of the critically or like the mortally wounded guys. He would be thinking to give them last rites and then finish them off.
Wait. Say that again?
Oh, sorry. Any of the mortally wounded fellas? You're saying they were dead or mortally wounded?
Okay, yeah.
So that he would go and offer, give them last rites, and finish the job.
Hmm. Okay. And he is recalling that you have a bioscion on hand.
I don't think we're wanting all of them, are we? Are we trying to keep their?
Mm-hmm. I'm not the boss.
Okay. Okay. I guess yeah. Pondering that, then he will ask how many they're planning to keep.
Okay, Saoirse. El Capitán. Danielle, you there?
I'm sorry, what? Hello?
Brother Nick is asking how many prisoners you all want to take. About to go checking on all the people who've been taken down in this fight.
That's a tough question. So how
You have,
many? I'm sorry. Can you?
you have 3 right now.
Are those the 3 that were alive?
Yes, there's a 4th in the wind.
Uh huh.
Um, unknown number of potential prisoners scattered amongst the bodies.
Feel like prisoners are more work, but 3 is probably manageable. Um, she would ask Brother Nick how he felt about taking all 3 soon before.
Yeah, he'd say that seems doable, especially if they can get their teleporter buddy to come to them.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that you caught it, Danielle, the kind of the crux here is that I think Ethan is gonna have Brother Nick go around and check those that are like on the verge of dying. He's going to finish.
Oh
Danielle, you
man.
there? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm
You got
here.
that.
I'm just trying to think through
Yeah.
I don't know how Saoirse would feel about that. Do you want to roll for it?
Ooh, lives rest on the
I'm gonna roll the
results of
dice.
these dice.
Do you want to know what Saoirse might think Nero would think about it? Or Cade?
Well, I kind of feel like this is out of character for Brother Nick, but sure. What would Nero or Cade think?
I don't know about Cade.
What would Nero think about it?
um, she's fairly regularly shown preference not to kill people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and she was using a stun baton in the fight as one of her weapons. Um, sh uh, anyone anyone there
Sparingly.
would have noticed. She was using it in addition to her monoblade, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, I've thought about it now, a second thought, and I think you're right. My first thought was he would think of this as mercy killings,
Mm.
but yeah, I don't think that would. On further reflection, yeah, I don't think that would be what Brother Nick would do.
I mean, if he would, I'm here for it. I just want to hear some of the internal process.
Yeah, it's not like he's not allowed to be that kind of person. It just doesn't seem to mesh with what we've seen of Brother Nick up to this point. Um,
It kind of
so
hints at a deeper darkness that we need to see.
they need to be
Oh yeah.
explained a little bit. I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fine to have those changes or character moments of weakness or something like that.
It's
But
like,
if you reconsidered and think that it makes more sense from your perspective for Brother Nick to try to spare who possibly could be spared, then
I think Saoirse would just say to leave them and that they need to get moving. The only reason she helped the soldier that she did was because hearing him screaming and begging for his life while being mauled just like made something in her just snap. She could not do that.
Hmm.
Similar to trying to test the drug on the Sons of Glory captive back in the spaceship. On
mhm.
the Prudence, she could not just let him die on when he was helpless. So I think it for her is kind of a difference between like they were attacking. They got attacked back. This person was saying surrender and begging for mercy, and they were getting attacked. If that makes sense. So I think she'd want to take the kids they have, the people who they know survived, and just like, peace out on the rest. Sort of leave it
Yeah.
to the Tabukans to handle or to fate.
Okay, so Brother
I
Nick,
guess if y'all are cool with it, I was thinking maybe to kind of give the thought process of, I guess both, or my first blush decision and the second, maybe role play some of that.
Absolutely.
Okay. So who would he go up to, and how would he broach this?
Oh, I'm sort of thinking it'd go unbroached. I guess he would go over to Java and help him with the prisoners. Give some instructions about tying him up and keeping him separate. Then go to the first mortally wounded guy he sees. Take his hand and begin some of the final rites as a prayer, while also drawing out his mono blade from under his cloak.
okay.
Thinking about
Yeah, so just to set the scene a little bit more, so Brother Nick climbs up into the back of the truck, checking over bodies, and um, everyone would hear him begin this recitation, and he's found a man. One of the soldiers he saw still breathing was curled up and clutching his uh, chest inside, blood pooling under him, and looked like he was trying to basically play dead. And then when Brother Nick takes his hand, he starts and gives him a wide-eyed look.
Java is on high alert with any of y'all coming near these people, and is definitely, I think, would notice this.
Mm-hmm.
Given he's right there as well, and
Yeah.
he's definitely gonna get in the way of Brother Nick. He's gonna hold his hand out to his chest, basically, and say something to the effect of, "It's over. We won. I promised they'd live if they just did what we said. There's been enough people that have died tonight."
Saoirse would hear this as well. Tom hears it and actually looks to Saoirse to see her reaction. He's still breathing heavily, but he's being still.
Saoirse would be asking what's going on. Ask for a explanation. Having just heard what Java said. Hello?
The man on the ground seems to try to move his mouth, but no sound comes out.
Yeah, so Brother Nick is already there over the guy, would say stonily that this man's already dead. He's not going to survive these wounds. I'm finishing what Nero started.
Oh.
But at another level that has pricked him. I think he has or he's hearing a lot of past voices in his head. The voice of his old captain, who after attacks like this would tell him, "We don't have room on the ship for prisoners." And the teachings of the monks back at the abbey, that this is what happens in a holy war. This is what is the just punishment for heretics.
Oh boy.
But he can't bring himself to lower the knife. After as
Is
he gets to the end of
Saoirse
the last rites, he'd
would
say,
either wait.
"Oh,
Sorry.
yeah,
I'm assuming that's taking a while to say the last right.
yeah,
Yeah, he had been interrupted in the last rites.
Alright. Would any of the soldiers have said anything about this?
Uh, so far, no, they're keeping still and keeping quiet. No, nobody has asked them for input, and
They're not giving it?
none of them seems inclined to enter that uh, tense and I guess potentially deadly conversation.
They don't want to
So,
draw attention to
question.
themselves.
Did
Yeah.
Nick just continue to recite their last rites after Java tried to stop him?
yeah."
Java pulls his gun.
Oh
Well,
shoot. If he's okay. So you can go ahead and say that. I'm not saying you don't say that, but Saoirse would have been
is she
on the
gonna do
fence
something?
overhearing all of this. And when she sees Java reaching for his gun or starting to pull out his gun, she'll just she'll look at the guy that she just resuscitated and tell him, you know, stay on the ground or I will put you back where I found you. And then she's gonna turn around and then bark at, kind of yell at Nick and just say, Oi, do you often forget about biopsionics completely, or is that just today? And then she'll kind of push herself to standing up and try and wipe off some of the ichor on her hands, on her sweater, and kind of start walking over to where this guy's just gaping like a fish while Nick's reciting prayer and Java's pointing a gun. She's gonna try very hard to stay very calm. So she asked a direct question to Nick.
Saoirse also
Yeah.
might get the sense that there's some urgency required, so she might be moving faster than at a walk. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll say it's a speed walk.
She's power walking.
She's power walking over
The
there.
dying
Or
man.
she might be like maybe like a jog, but she doesn't want to like do anything that's gonna make Java pull a trigger or
Hmm.
urgent but not hasty, I guess. I don't know if there's a in between for that.
Yeah.
Answers that, I think.
Yeah, that's it. Hey guys, calm down. Okay.
All right. So, um, assuming that Java and Brother Nick remain as they are, in a few short seconds, Saoirse has uh, made her way over and climbed into the back of the truck as well.
So no one's answered her at all. Because
My
if
eyes are trained on Nick, and I'm ready to shoot him if he tries anything.
oh my word. Okay.
Ethan, did you catch the
Oh,
question that
yeah.
Danielle directed towards Brother Nick?
If he doesn't answer like and just stands there,
So he hasn't is moved from his position, but heard Java draw on him. He snarls,
Oh, great.
"Put your gun down, boy."
Barking and snarling. We're really good with the adjectives tonight.
Pack of wild animals.
Yep.
And without looking and addressing Saoirse, he said, "Are we planning to lead a dozen Tabukan soldiers back to the city through the woods like little ducklings?"
Are you planning to take the time to slaughter all of them? And then she's gonna just kind of shoulder up, I guess, to wherever this guy's bleeding out.
Okay.
You can see, I think, that he's faltering now that she's up close. But he'd say, "We've already done most of the work. We finished the job."
You want to ask him what his preference is?
Do we really need to? It's just the right thing to do.
Saoirse's gonna
won.
give a sidelong look at John. Serious. I'm not gonna ask him, hey, would you prefer to die?
The
Mhm.
the man on the ground, he slowly stretches a trembling hand towards Saoirse.
Oh, great. Saoirse's gonna give like a really big sigh. Like, let's just make this an even more dramatic thing.
If it helps,
Um,
it's actually a
nope.
very blood-soaked and dripping hand.
Great, thanks. Awesome. Love it.
His
Gonna
other
have to
hand is
take
in
away
Brother
that
Nick's.
wholesome moniker we have for this Discord.
A wholesome channel.
A little, nothing like a little wholesome slaughter. Cap off your evening.
Alright, Saoirse's gonna use remote repair.
Well, I mean, she's close enough to touch him at this point.
Alright, fine then. She'll take his bloody hand and say, yeah, and then heal him.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't realize you were just using it to try to not touch his hand.
That's fine.
I just wanted to clarify that you were close enough.
Yeah, so you want me to do biopsionic skill check?
Nope, no need. Um, excuse me. So, he convulses and gasps in a ton of air, and his eyes bugging. Then, taking a couple shuddering breaths, he looks around, seeing everybody gathered around him, and slowly just moves his hands away from himself, like out together, uh, and kind of tries to slide them up towards towards over his head.
Swimming in
I
life.
surrender.
Good
You
job.
want to live,
Thank you.
right?
Yes, yes, please.
Point proven.
Is Brother Nick still looking down stonily at this guy? See to the prisoner. He stands up coolly, turns to Saoirse. Says, "Do you have effort for the remaining dozen?"
So you leave them to their fate or to the Tabukans? So I will say, it doesn't really cost me all that much. She's kind of thinking back to her conversation of she had with Nero about not being in the interest of opening up a clinic, but after kind of going head to head with Brother Nick on it, she feels a little uncharacteristic bit of regret there at having said it.
All right, so got uh, let me see here.
She'll look over at Cade, by the way. He's still here, right?
He is, yes. He's a
He's
little ways
piloting his
off.
drone, right?
Yeah, he's a little ways off in the forest. Really only visible by the dim light of his control pad. Um, I should probably do a quick meanwhile.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That it's maybe a minute or so has passed by now.
Off in the distance, bloody murder.
um, so Nero went tearing off into the brush in the direction that the other soldier had fled. Um, also chasing the sound of the whirring of the drone. Um, Within just a few moments, she gets a call. She hears in her earpiece Cade saying, "Ah, Nero, I can't see anything out here. I'm gonna have to use the recon drone. See if you can grab my other drone, that'd be nice. But just keep moving. Keep on the direction. I'll catch up soon."
Okay. And she'll keep trying to go in the direction of, well, she'll keep trying to go the direction that she's currently been going.
Okay. Let's see. So, at this point, she's out past the lights from the vehicle and is in out in the darkness. I mean, the sun has set long ago by now.
Hmm.
Um, the light of the stars doesn't filter through much here in the forest. So she's running in pretty much pitch darkness. How does
Oh
she want to do this?
man. The low light goggles are stowed.
Did she bring the pack?
Oh, stowed, not other stowed. Yes. Um, yeah, given that she's only got 4 out of 14 of her stowed inventory,
Hmm.
I think that she's got all of the stowed stuff on her. It's in one of those TL4 backpacks, so you know probably packs flat, and she's got 3 encumbrance of that miscellaneous wilderness gear, and
Okay.
1 of low light goggles stowed.
Okay. Yeah, so it only slows her down momentarily to, you know, reach around into the pack, reach it halfway around, unzip and pull those out, fit them on. And fortunately there is just barely enough light filtering through the trees that she's able to make use of them. Um, so it's she slaps them on and stumbles for just a moment, catching her bearings in this now completely monochrome view. But then continues running off in the direction she had started in,
Hmm.
and within just a couple seconds uh, sees the drone that she had been following sound of,
Mm,
coming to a pretty quick landing in the brush ahead.
Yeah, she'll take the time to scoop it up. It could fit in her backpack, or is it too big?
It can fit in. It will just take her another couple seconds
Okay.
to stop and stuff, pick it up and stuff it in her backpack.
Yeah, while she's doing that, she's looking all around and listening for the sounds of anybody traipsing through the forest.
Okay. Give me a notice check from her then.
All right.
Let me just. Hmm, hmm. Hmm. Oh wait, that whispered it. Oh, well, okay. So Nara listens carefully as she's paused and putting this in. Um, she can just faintly make out sounds of snapping twigs. That seems like it's coming from roughly the direction she was running in, but she can't, doesn't really tell her much more than that.
No, that's perfect. If she can hear snapping twigs, then they're close enough to hear her shout, "Stop running!
Mhm.
If you run, I have to kill you." You want me to roll anything for that?
Hmm. Um. No, I think that pretty well speaks for itself. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Um. Yeah. She. Okay. Yeah. She stops hearing the twig snapping, but it was pretty faint to begin with.
hmm Well, she'll move in that direction. She's not going to try running. She figures that if that was faint twig snapping, they knew she was close and they were trying to be quiet. If she gets too close, they'll either attack her or they'll start running, and then she'll. So that's her idea. While she's walking towards the last place she heard the snapping twig, um, we have another drone. It'll be able to see you, and I'll find you.
Okay. Yeah, and she hears in her earpiece from Cade. Right, it's up in the air, it's on its way to you. So the backup is on the way. Let's cut back to the rest of the group here. So Java is he's got rope that he's able to do some sort of simple knotting, tying hands together to secure these prisoners. Um, can start moving this blood-soaked guy up out of the back of the truck. Uh, so Brother Nick is continuing to go check survivors, and I'm guessing, or I shouldn't say survivors. I guess go check bodies and see if there are survivors. What's Saoirse doing?
Java did ask the prisoners a question in chat, but I can
Oh,
play it out too.
oh, got you. Um, I see what he asked. I can just go ahead and answer. Uh, the soldier gives him kind of a guarded look and sort of mutters, "Guess we were chasing you."
Dang.
Ouch.
I was hoping it was something else.
And look over at the guy that Java's talking to is the same one she just resuscitated, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so she'll like look over at him and just I'm sorry guys, I have a lot of sinus pressure tonight and a cold, so I'm like slow processing. Um, she'll look over at him and she'll say, "All right, you are coming after us, but we are looking for someone as well." And then she's gonna ask him for what information he might have through Reese's group that they're looking for.
Hmm. Give me a talk check from Saoirse.
A talk check.
Mm-hmm.
Darn it. Always want to lead check if I can. All right, talk, talk, talk.
Yeah, I'm forgetting about lead. Hmm.
She'll try and put as
If you
much
wanted.
swagger and confidence in it as she can. Also, she's covered in the blood of his comrades and possibly his own blood, and just saved his life. So I want to just kind of put that towards maybe the balance going towards a lead check versus a talk check.
Let's see here.
Feel I have a lot of seniority over this person in the moment.
You definitely have some situational authority, I would say.
There we go. Situational authority. That's how I live my life, y'all.
Let's see. Hmm.
Hmm.
I feel like this is a bit of a stretch. I'll go ahead and allow that. It's gonna be a bit higher
If
DC.
anybody has an issue with me doing that versus a talk check, I'm fine with it. I can do a talk check. I would just not do as great. I don't think. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a -1 versus my lead is a +1. But if you're gonna raise the DC on it, does that even really help me out? So I'll just do the talk check. Ben, hello.
Yeah. Go ahead and do the talk check.
All right.
Okay.
Do I use charisma?
Yes.
Darn it. All right.
Okay. He glances back at Saoirse as Java's kind of escorting him over to the other prisoners, and he seems to think for a moment and says, "If you let me go, maybe we could work something out." One of the others gives him a scowl, says, "Shut up."
Or I
He'll
could
get
just
us all
let Brother
killed.
Nick have his way.
He looks a little bit more worried at that, but he keeps his cool. Brother Nick, meanwhile, um, he's found two very dead soldiers with gaping wounds and blood everywhere. He then comes across one who uh, looks like they uh, got a there's a small cut on their forehead. They're laying on the in the seat, but their pulse is fine and they're seem to be breathing fine too. So he surmises they were a stun baton victim, particularly direct application of the voltage. What's he gonna do
Uh,
here?
I think, yeah, so you think about it for a second, and then continue on. Yeah, deciding that he wasn't looking to kill anyone who had just been stunned.
Okay.
He was, yeah, just putting people.
To their final arrest.
Yeah.
All right.
Who is that doctor? Dr. Zhivago or something like that? Who helped like over 200 people commit suicide. Because he would basically go talk to people who had like really bad diagnoses and be like, I can take you off of life support if you want me to, or I can inject you with air or something. I forget what it was. There was some kind of basically he offered to end it for them. And they found later he'd treated over like 200 people who died under mysterious circumstances.
Yep.
That's what this is reminding me of. Sorry. Just helping
Doctor.
them.
Yeah, so I think it's credit to Dex. I think he would go around giving like actual last rites to the ones who were definitely dead. Or yes, not actual last, but like, still doing the same thing, just not having to finish him off. And I think even pointing out the stunned people for Avery to gather up. But yeah, he's still in the back of his mind thinking of the next mortally wounded person he comes across that he's set his mind to it.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I'm
So
trying to
would
think.
he, I guess, stumble across another mortally wounded?
He comes across one other, but as he passes another who's in a similarly unconscious state due to stun baton. He comes across one last soldier who, as he walks up, the man gives him a kind of a blank look and a final twitch and a death rattle.
A bit, if I may.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Okay. Um. Let me see. Yeah. So he is. checked everyone on the in the back of the truck. Um, he remembers being he was right there next to the two who got taken down in the gunner's turret and knows there's no point checking on them. But there's one more uh, down the back down the trail a ways uh, that had been shot down while running. That he's not gotten a check yet.
Okay, so he would, yeah, head that way. Yeah.
He can get over to that point pretty quickly. And finds the soldier still face down where he dropped, but notices faint breathing despite the scorch marks covering the back of his armor.
Okay, he'd slowly roll him over.
He lets out a weak groan, and his eyes are closed, and his eyelids flutter a little bit, but he doesn't move.
Okay, so he would begin the last rites. Though more faltering this time.
Okay.
Is he close enough that we would notice?
Um, you would see him stooped over, uh, stooped over the last body, some 30 feet away or so. He probably would have pointed out the fact. Well, I guess I don't know if he did. Did he point out the unconscious ones that he passed?
Yeah.
Okay.
When he bent down and started mumbling, Saoirse would have asked how he's doing.
Okay. And she can call over to him. He's not too far away to hear.
Uh, I think he would continue without answering.
Can I roll shoot?
I think
I got a
Avery.
nut.
Yeah, Java can throw a nut. A pretty long shot for a nut, but we'll see
Aim
how
for the
good
back of
he's.
the head. I'm assuming Saoirse doesn't try and stop me.
No.
Oh, I saw the 8 and was like, oh.
So nut goes sailing and clunks off Brother Nick's back.
Sorry. Meant to mute and I didn't.
No more killing, Nick. Come on, dude.
You haven't seen him reach for his blade, so he just seems like he's pausing over this body.
But I mean, he's mumbling, right? Could we infer
Oh,
that from?
Is this the first final rites that Brother Nick has done, though? Hasn't he been doing it for others?
Yeah, at this point he would have done it for all the other bodies.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Uh,
There and
Yeah, and he's far away enough. I guess I didn't. I thought I clarified. Maybe I missed uh, someone's question, but no, he's too far away to hear the last rites. You can just see him that he's stooped over this last one. Saoirse had to raise her voice to make herself heard.
I guess I can retract my nut throwing.
Probably makes sense. Avery might, or I mean, Java might still be doing something about the unconscious soldiers in the bed of the truck. Okay. How are the last rites going with Brother Nick?
yeah, I think at this point he's finished up, making sure to is positioned to where his hands aren't in view. He reaches into the folds of his tunic, thinking to grab his monoblade knife. When he instead grabs that little monk figurine that he had made.
Mm.
And that leads him to pause, and he'll mumble to himself, this is what I'm supposed to do. This, this is who I'm supposed to be. And move his hand for the hilt of his knife. Before he stops and says, but it's not who I am.
Even if Saoirse could hear that, she would not be sure what conclusion he's reached from that.
Yeah, she hasn't heard
So I
anything.
guess
She notices Tom watching. Tom's uh, Tom's. I mean, he's stepped away from the prisoners, and he's just kind of been watching everyone, uh, keeping to himself. He's been silent telepathically as well. But he
head.
has he hasn't mopped his face yet. Sorry, go ahead, Ethan.
So I head hung over this guy for a bit. He draws his hands back out from under the folds of his tunic and goes for his water bottle instead. And props up the soldier and says, can I offer you some water? Would he know the rank of this fella from looking at him?
Um, no, though he doesn't look like he's got much rank. He looks pretty rank and file. As
Yeah,
he
so I guess he'd just say, or I guess he recognizes the branch as army, so he'd say, can I offer you some water, soldier?
okay, he as Brother Nick kind of lifts his head a little bit, his eyes snap open, but then go kind of hooded. Yeah, be fine. And he's speaking very weakly.
Yes, he'd help him with the water, and then ask, "Is there pain?"
Yes. Are you here to save me? His his eyes don't look like they're focusing very well on Brother Nick right now.
He'll yeah. So setting down the water bottle, he'll down and say, "We'll do what we can," and raise up his hand and yell to Saoirse, "He's alive! I need help over here."
Saoirse will uh, nod to Java, kind of walk off.
Give me a mental saving throw for Brother Nick real quick. While Saoirse is going over it, she's able to walk over and do some do a little bit of healing. She notices, kind of with her peripheral perception, she notices Tom try to elevate the level of telepathic contact between himself and Brother Nick, but uh, it then cuts off.
Would Saoirse notice anything else going on metapsionically?
Nope, just that. And I guess to be more explicit, um, she would have recognized his trying to elevate to a level 3 telepathic contact, just for just digging deeper to ask a more direct question from the target's memory
Hmm.
than just reading surface thoughts.
Tom getting intimate.
Oh, excuse me, sorry.
All right. So yeah, Saoirse she can go over, uh, use her healing on this soldier, and gets a similar reaction.
Similar reaction being what?
Sorry, similar reaction to the other two, just surprise and then, um, you know, very careful indication of surrender once he recognizes who's over him.
Hmm.
But he'll also uh, say thank you, looking first at Saoirse and then also to Brother Nick. Has a little bit of a haunted look.
Very sorry about that. I can't really fix what's between your ears, but hope that's enough for now.
He doesn't seem to know what to say to that. But if she checks him over, she can see the only apparent injuries uh, were on his back, holes burned through his clothes and through his armor, but she can just see healthy skin through those gaps.
Okay.
All right. So, meanwhile, uh, Nero has continued stalking in the direction of the sounds she had heard.
Hmm.
Give me a sneak check from her. Okay. Yeah, she's very carefully moving through the brush. Uh, she hears just the gentle rustle of leaves against her legs. But she's confident wherever this soldier is, we can't hear her.
Okay.
And let me check something quickly here as the drone is whirring in your direction. I believe it is a bit quieter than usual.
Hmm.
I'm remembering right.
Did he put grav muffles on his recon drone?
No, he actually did not. Let's see.
Ah,
He's got the sensor transparency, the hollow skin. Um, oh, but yeah, so she's actually not going to hear it though. Um, Buzz, but he's going to tell her here in a few moments. All right, got eyes in the sky. This is gonna be tricky though. This tree cover is blocking the sight in a lot of places.
Nero is staying quiet. She's not going to respond for, reasons.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Over here. Okay, so yeah, so um she's stepping along. Uh, hmm. No. Like, wait, what? What did I do? Uh, I mean, I'll take it.
Nah, it's not yours.
Let's see. I was just double checking because I haven't read up on his drone recently. Okay, just making sure that I don't overlook some ability that it has. Um, so it's definitely got quite the package. Um,
Yeah, the observation suite is a GM's nightmare.
yeah, it definitely makes it difficult to makes it difficult to hide things,
Yep.
but more than one way to skin a cat, as they say. Let me do one of these here. Mm, I think what I would do is, let's see, back to character, notice.
It's not quite as bad as the panspectral optics, which could literally see if this guy was receiving orders in his in his comms.
Right. Yeah, that I'm kind of part of me is glad that nobody has taken that one yet, since Signy,
Yeah.
because that that becomes. I mean, it's a very cool one to get to use, but it just adds an extra dimension to what I have to think about.
Yep.
Okay, so Kate is quiet for a few moments, and then he gives Nero another update. All right, I'm starting to trying to comb forest. Uh, not seeing him anywhere close to you. I'll work on ahead.
Nero will speak out at this point. What? I just heard him.
Uh, yeah, I'm talking like within 10 or 20 meters of you. Looks clear as far as I can tell. I'm gonna keep looking ahead, I guess. This is kind of heading away from, well, not really towards the city though. Do you think he'd turn towards the city or keep running in the same direction?
Hmm. Frustrated, Nero's looking around. I don't know.
Hmm. I kind of think he would probably run back to the city. That's the safe place, right? I don't think we know about any other outposts or anything. I can't remember anything.
I didn't. I don't remember anything.
You hear him. You hear him call out to the others. Hey, ask them if there are any. Is there any? If there's anywhere he'd be running except the city. And yeah, the rest of you hear this not long after. Well, about as Saoirse and Brother Nick are escorting this last prisoner back to the group. We'll go ahead and mesh these timelines at this point. Does anyone take Kate up on his request to ask one of the prisoners?
Java will. He'll basically say, "Look, trying this again. You guys want to
Okay.
tell us where that guy might have ran off to, so my friend doesn't kill him?"
One of them gives Java an incredulous look, so she doesn't kill him. Did you see her in the truck? He just shakes his head slowly and his eyes straight ahead again.
We need to know, or she will find him.
uh,
Yeah, I was hearing that Brother Nick would also chip in and say, She won't, or she'll choose not to kill if given the option. Right now, you're not giving her many options.
All right. Um. hmm. Let us see here. I think. Hmm. Okay. Most of them are silent, but the first one that Saoirse saved, Tom, he looks nervously to and from his compatriots, several of whom are kind of giving each other furtive glances, and speaks up. There's nothing else out here, and then kind of looks at the ground and hunches his shoulders just a little bit. A couple of the others give him stern glares, but nothing more. You all hear a muttered, "Wow, that was quick."
Well, I guess if that gets relayed to Cade, then uh, is there a tree line that he can put the drone at that is far enough outside the city Nero could tackle someone down?
You're talking like move the drone to the edge of like the southern edge of the forest towards the city and watch for somebody to come running out.
Yeah, I'm not sure how far away the forest is from the city.
Um, it's it's definitely like it's easily within binoculars distance.
Hmm.
Um,
Oh,
and
and they've probably got people in the city watching the forest line anyways, don't they? Well, maybe not watching, but
Nero thinks that's probably very likely at this
yeah.
point.
Okay. Hmm. Well, I
Yeah,
don't know
Kate.
what you have planned for this, Ben, but I don't necessarily want to bog things down.
So Cade relays back to the Nero, of course, that what they heard, and says, "I guess I'll head. I'll look more towards the city. Uh, I'm not sure." He hesitates. "I don't know what you want me to do if I find him either. I don't. Do you think you're gonna be able to catch him at this point? Can't
Yes.
fly." Okay. I'd gun him down, but I can't fly both of these at once.
Nero's gonna try again. A little bit louder. I know you're out there. Show yourself, and you're just a prisoner. If I find you before you show yourself, you're dead.
Is this within Saoirse's hearing?
No. She ran off a bit into the forest.
I was gonna say if she heard that, she would just look over at one of the others, so like one of their hostages, and just like if any of them had cigarettes on them. Like that would just literally be her thing. Do any of you have a cigarette? Like, just on you, asking
Did you say
as a
was Nero
favor.
yelling at the top of her lungs?
Uh, yeah, she is trying to broadcast this. As long as she's not close enough to the city that she could be heard in the city.
Yeah, no, she wouldn't be heard that far away.
Okay.
Back at the truck, you guys would hear just the faint echo of a shout, but not clearly enough to make anything out. um, Nero would pretty shortly hear oh, oh, got him in her ear. Uh, he's he's booking it for the city.
Give me direction. And there starts heading vaguely in the direction of the city until she gets a better direction from Cade.
He's like, south. You're and just a second, kind of a muttered, "Where'd you go?" Oh yeah, yeah, you're pretty much the right way.
All right, she takes
Uh,
off. She has
all right,
sheathed her weapons at this point. Nera doesn't run around with a monoblade flailing through
right
the
in
air.
hand. Well, go ahead and give me an exert check from Nero. Um, so just to out of character to kind of give a little bit of insight into how I'm thinking about this. Um, there's a little bit of leeway when you're not dealing in turn order and all. I'm willing to give a little bit of leeway on distance and running speed and all that kind of stuff. I'm not gonna be like, well, he's so far away, and you can both run at 10 meters or 6 seconds, or
Hmm.
maybe 20. But yeah, anyway,
Sure.
so there's a little leeway, but not just a ton. Um, so in the interest of time, I'll summarize. I can kind of summarize how this goes with Nero and Cade.
Okay.
Um, so Nero is just full out. She's just giving it all she's got. Um, and Cade is every 30 seconds or so giving her feedback on, yeah, you're good. Like maybe angle a little to the right, that kind of thing. But after a couple minutes, um, he'll he'll say, uh, Nero, I know you won't like this, but I don't think you're gonna catch him before he gets to the city, or at least pretty close. I I think he must have I don't know. I think he's gonna give you the slip though, unless he trips and falls. That's still that's still a possibility. Sounds like he's trying to backtrack, give her a little hope.
Nera's gonna keep up the chase until she reaches the until Cade tells her that he's reached the forest line, I guess.
Okay.
Because at that point she can't shoot him. She'll light up the sky like fireworks.
Hmm. Yeah,
Uh,
so back at the truck, a couple minutes have passed. And it took you guys about 45 minutes, um, at a decent pace, not full out running though, to get where you were about from around the edge of the forest. So, um, what are you guys doing? What are the rest of you doing? Are you just basically waiting to hear the results of the chase?
Yeah,
Or
I'm kind of trying to organize. Um, sorry, kind of trying to organize the prisoners.
okay. Um, So broad strokes, dealing with prisoners. Are you guys like daisy chaining them together to march them off in a line on foot,
Mm,
or do you
yeah.
guys have something
I mean,
something else in mind?
Could we like commandeer that vehicle, or is it like runt?
Um,
It gets stuck in a hole pretty good.
yeah, it is. It is currently stuck in a hole, but
Only we
you
knew
know, as
someone with the ability to lift things with their mind.
wait.
Oh, wait, is your
so
telekinesis enough? You can pick up a car now? Let's go.
um, so unfortunately, Saoirse would know off the top of her head. She can't just lift that thing out of the out of the hole. It's way too heavy for that. Um,
Did you lift the hole?
There you go.
Hear
You
me
just
out.
pull the hole down, and
Hear
then
me
the
out.
car is on level ground.
Hear me out. If you lift the hole, like
Oh,
side of the hole, she can make a ramp.
you're wanting me to telekinetically dig out a
Yeah, I mean, it's just an idea. You can tell me it's stupid. I'm Java right now. Like, no hard feelings.
Oh, could you like construct a ramp? I guess I don't know what the angle of it is right now. If it's like bowed over in the hole, or well, we probably also wreck the transmission of this thing if it's got like a 21st century analog transmission. A car
so
falling into a car-sized hole. It's going to.
What did I put all these points into fix for?
Oh, that was my thought way before we were talking about all the potential murdering. Can we call our teleporter buddy?
So, you definitely do have the ability to call your teleporter buddy. Um, I didn't catch all the nuances of the various ideas the party had, but I will say that um, the with the combined knowledge and ingenuity of the crew, I think you guys could come up with a way to potentially extract the vehicle from the hole. Um, whether it's heaping up some soil to make a sort of ramp behind the truck to give it traction to back up out. Um, or some related stuff.
I do
not
like
quite not quite lifting the whole. I'm gonna say that one's definitely going.
she lift the hole.
Yeah, this is where.
What if we took the hole, put it over there?
Yeah, I mean, I know that truck's too heavy, but what if she just lifts the whole? Oh man.
Look, the idea was to move a section of the hole and make a
I
ramp.
understood what you meant, Avery.
Yeah.
We're just teasing you.
If you want to clip that and make me sound like an idiot, I think that's hilarious.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's gonna happen. Uh, just, I mean, yeah. Out of character, I can adjust
No, it
that.
was definitely a Java idea.
Okay. Like, I mean, if you want to just throw yourself under that bus. Uh, all right. So yeah, mhm, some quick maths. Java and Brother Nick and Saoirse put their heads together and devise a plan to extract uh, the Tabukan light tactical vehicle from the pit trap they had built themselves. Um, Meanwhile, Cade has moved he's moved over closer to the group, come out of the forest. Um, he is still pretty well glued to uh, his control slab, whatever it's called.
Black
Uh,
slab.
yeah, and you guys hear no, not that one. It's basically it's like a big controller for a drone, and you can hear just faintly hear him talking to Nero over his earpiece, and anyone else, I don't think he would have just made a dedicated channel to it. Any of the rest of you could probably be tuned into this too.
Yeah.
Right. So Danielle, did you have a preference for how you want to do this telekinesis stuff, or did you kind of want to just hand wave it and let us say that you guys came up with something?
Totally fine with you hand waving it. The
Okay.
brain power for this tonight.
Yeah, I figured this is not something just necessarily wanted you guys to have to spend 5 or 10 minutes theorizing about. Um, but suffice it to say that Saoirse is able to use her telekinesis to help create surface for the truck to gain traction on, and then as somebody gets into the driver's seat of the truck, I'm guessing this is going to be Java. Uh, then Saoirse also begins pushing on the front of the truck, uh, using her telekinetic powers as well. And in short order, they have fired up the truck. It's apparently still mechanically sound, and backed it up out of the trap, and then Saoirse was able to smooth it all over. And the only sign that there was ever a pit trap is a bunch of loose soil that's been freshly disturbed and compacted again. So you have a somewhat worse for wear but operational vehicle that hasn't been cleaned yet, but you can pretty quickly clear it of corpses. What do you guys?
Saoirse's Saoirse's been grumbling about the state of her sweater for a while now.
You might want some uniforms if we're trying to use their APC.
Yeah. So besides potentially retrieving some intact uniforms, what would you guys like to do with the corpses?
Saoirse would have thrown them back in the pit and covered them up with the
Oh,
dirt,
Oh.
she's getting ready to just make a mass grave for them.
basically.
Okay. As soon as she lifted the
She'll
first of
sug
the
she'll
bodies.
she'll suggest that, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or you know what? She'll go ahead and go for it. Whatever. She's had a hard day. Gonna go for it.
Okay.
If we take the wholesome tag off of the.
Yeah, I said that
Oh, is that
earlier.
still on there? Oh boy.
I don't know. I think I removed it a while ago.
Okay, good. I was gonna
I'll have to
say.
go back
Let's
and
see.
find it. If it's on an old announcement clip.
Yeah, I just double checked it. There's not wholesome anymore. I'm gonna say Deck's falling down on the job if this is still marked as wholesome.
No, this is
Neutral characters even. Ooh. Yeah, that's a
Yep.
step in the wrong direction from wholesome.
The steady descent of our character.
I say I doubt we're gonna end up in the evil campaign tag, but
No.
I
um,
don't think so.
not without a few more player character deaths.
My favorite part of the whole blurb is PG-13 usually.
Usually.
Mhm.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Let's see then. So as soon as Saoirse, she picks up one of the bodies with her telekinesis, and it floats over to the hole. A couple of the soldiers will pipe up and say, "Wait, what are you doing? You're gonna just toss them in a hole?"
Dead.
And they're getting a little angry about that. Um,
What exactly did you want me to do with them?
one of them he kind of gestures with his bound hands. Oh, at least leave them for reinforcements to find.
Ah, yes, let me just leave evidence behind me.
He gives her a look.
She gives him a look right back.
Danielle's coming out to play.
He 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 gets a little more hesitant, but he does still say, "You don't think they're gonna find you eventually anyway?" They're probably on their way now.
I think
You
Brother
must
Nick
go
would
in
chip
the hole
in
with
there.
them.
Say, how well did it work out when you found us?
He glances over at Brother Nick and then just stops. Uh, but he is glowering at Saoirse.
Glowering. We're freaking hooked on phonics tonight, guys.
Breaking down those T words. Let's go.
Are you
I mean, if they play
scowling?
their
Add the
cards right,
educational tag to our stream.
Apologies. Scowling, frowning.
It's okay,
Wholesome,
glowering's fine.
Educational.
Right. I mean, if you're not learning while you're murdering people,
No, my
what are
word,
you
stop.
doing? Desecrating the
Cannot.
corpses too.
Oh,
Oh
my word.
man, it just made me think of that Munchkin card. I don't know if you guys played the card game Munchkin. This is
Focus, Ben.
anyway. Sorry, you don't get bonus XP for mutilating the bodies. I'll just clarify that. And moving on. So, does Saoirse continue with what she was doing?
She'll ask Brother Nick. Well, no, she'll think about asking Brother Nick, and then looking at him, realize she can't really trust him to be her compass, her moral compass right now. So she's gonna look over at Cade and ask him what he thinks they could do.
He glances up from the the control slab. What? And then seems to kind of take in the scene and realize what you're about to do. Yeah, I guess it's up to you. That's you know, not really in line with Tabukan burial customs.
Where do you bury them if not in the ground?
Well, it's not where, but how.
I'm
You just-
imagining her with a body like flopped over her shoulders. By the way,
Not just hovering in the air.
Say, I thought she was using telekinesis, so yeah, I was kind of
Yeah, we'll
picturing
say
it
that. Yeah, the body is
flo-
just like floating behind
dangling.
her. Yeah.
Yeah. Um.
Let me. Sorry, one sec. I'm checking that I do have it on me.
Okay.
I do not. So I guess I'll look to Cade and ask him. I guess using your drone, could you record our current location?
He kind of does a double take and says, "I mean,
I
yes.
say, and I'll add to that just the coordinates to have
Oh,
them down on your data slab.
yeah, yeah. I could do that." Uh, and he looks back to Saoirse. No, I mean, you don't bury them in a mass grave. And they get individual plots usually. I mean, that's isn't that typical? He kind of looks around a little unsure. Like I guess I didn't ask, but yeah, that's how we do it.
I don't have time for this. And she's just gonna like maybe a little roughly, but still like lower the body back down to the ground.
Okay.
And I guess yeah, I haven't got that confirmation from Cade. He'd turn, or Brother Nick would turn to the prisoners and tell them, I know this isn't what you would want for your friends, but we've recorded the location. This war will end eventually, one way or the other. And when it does, the coordinates will be here for you to find them again and give them a proper burial.
Mm. A couple of them nod at hearing that, and they seem somewhat appeased. They're at least more pleased that Saoirse is not checking the bodies in the pit. Meanwhile, Nero has been missing for several minutes now,
Damn it, Nero.
and and the party is seeming about ready to go. Does anyone notice that Nero is still missing and that Kate is?
Saoirse definitely would.
Yeah, did we call her? I thought we'd given her an update of what we were doing when we pulled the car out of the hole.
You mean pulled the hole out?
Oh,
Physics
nice,
on a hole.
nice meme, but we doing physics on a hole.
Is this at
Um,
about the point where the guy has broken through the forest, or is does Nero still think there's hope?
um, so she's still running. Kate has told her he's probably just reminded her again. You can keep going, but it doesn't look like you're gonna catch him before he gets to the city. He's almost to the edge of the forest.
Nero, slow down. How is he running so fast?
Looks like he's going about as fast as you were, but he had a bit of a lead on you. Did you slow down at some point?
I was waiting for your drone.
Ah,
I thought I heard him near me. He's hiding. Uh, she'll turn around and start on her way back. At a fairly brisk jog.
Okay.
She'll walk for a little bit first, just to kind of uh, not completely wind herself,
Mm-hmm.
and then after 30 seconds, 45 seconds, then she'll pick up into hmm, a run, but not an all-out sprint. Going back to camp.
Okay.
She'll actually I take it back. She'll start that, and then after a little bit of that, she'll slow down um to catch her breath again. Not that that's too much of a challenge, but she doesn't want to be huffing and breathing into the calm, and she'll just kind of.
I like that she thinks down, but not to mute her phone.
I don't know. I think she did, because otherwise you guys would have heard exactly what she was threatening, um, and wouldn't have needed her to be screaming at the top of her lungs.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, now she slows down, activates the calm, and a little bit deflatedly, I lost him.
Saoirse's gonna sigh because, like, of course, that guy got lost, But it's just that kind of day, so she's just gonna not worry about it
How many still
until
live? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Saoirse's just gonna kind of give a sweep to the side. You can you?
Oh, I don't think Nero's back yet.
Oh, okay,
No,
Yeah,
she's still on her way back.
she ran really far.
got
You
you.
guys have 7. I don't know. Would you have done some healing on the 2 stun batoned ones, unconscious ones, to get them back up?
No,
Actually, I
I want
guess.
them down for as long as possible.
Okay. Yeah, I was trying to recall. Dex, you may know off the top of your head. Is there explicitly anything mentioned for how long they're down for the count and they get stun batoned?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Ah,
But the
okay,
stun baton does say 10 minutes with 1 hit point.
okay, got you. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, by now, um, yeah, about this time, the two, the two that were laid out next to the others, their hands preemptively tied. Uh, they start stirring and kind of bolt upright to sitting positions, and once they realize their predicament, they they go along with their imprisonment. I assume you guys are going to want to load them up in the back of the truck since you're commandeering the vehicle. Oh, somebody had mentioned reaching out to the teleporter. What would you like to tell him or ask him?
Oh, I think that was before we were thinking we could get the car out of the hole. Well, I guess we'll need to tell him we're having to teleport a few more prisoners,
Mm,
so maybe grab some more people.
Okay.
Um, is Nero back about this time? Still taking some
um, so it'll take a
time.
few more minutes
Okay.
for it to get back, but unless we have anything else for the crew to do, you guys could always go pick her up.
I
Um,
actually I was about to type it, but I wanted to throw an alternative to to this whole taking prisoners plan. Um,
Tie him up next to the dead bodies. No,
oh
wait.
dang, that was a subscription. Thank you for the subscription. Uh, um, we so the Tabookans already know that we're here at
Uh-huh.
this point. That guy escaped. There's really no escaping for us. Them knowing what's going on. At this point, depending on how valuable you think prisoners of war are, um, okay, let me back up. Their value as prisoners of war is the only value they have, and if we don't want to take them, there's really no harm in just leaving them here, because that guy that escaped knows where here is.
Yeah, that's true. They'll have someone come get him soon.
Mm-hmm. So his escape has basically brought our decisions down to one variable: how much do we want prisoners of war? Uh, that might be something we can ask the teleporter guy about.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think I spoke over somebody there. Sorry about that.
I can't think of who. It wasn't me, so.
Okay.
Not I.
Oh, excuse me.
Bless
Sorry.
you.
mhm,
I didn't get my mute button fast enough.
mhm.
And barring all that, yeah. Does that
Yeah,
change
it's just
anything?
like asking the dude, and then that would save us on, I guess, having to go make a trip back to drop off our prisoners before we can resume the search.
Mm-hmm.
Although I guess they would tell him, "Hey, look out for the uh, people driving around in our APC pretending to be Tabukans." Once they do get a hold of him, if we leave him out here.
Sarge is not gonna like this.
Mhm. um,
Man.
so yeah, his hmm,
What's up?
I'm trying to think about his response here. So he'll just clarify that how many prisoners you've got, and he'll just say, uh, "I might be able to extract you, depending on if you've got the area cleared first. Uh, but rather wait to reveal myself until you've reunited with the other resistance fighters. Don't want to risk being caught too quickly." And he'll continue to just explain that uh, he unfortunately has not really been anywhere in Arsenault or north of the city on that mountain, so he would have to do some
Oh,
teleportation by line of sight.
right.
So he won't be able to just appear wherever you guys are.
Yeah, so we gotta go back, I guess, to somewhere he's
Uh,
been.
you know what's funny? I totally forgot that.
He does say,
Probably in
um,
character too.
Yeah, fair.
He does say that based on the intel, I guess, and what he's been told about the local geography, um, he'd be able to make a jump from a nearby rooftop to tree line, or you know, shortly inside the tree line. But beyond that, once in the forest, he'd be pretty limited.
Okay.
So you mentioned keeping an eye out. Are you asking him if he can do, if he can basically do a check outside the place and try to keep an eye on the northern side of the city?
I don't think we should. I, he's too valuable to risk getting caught.
Yeah.
Also, well, no, if he can get to the guys, then we don't necessarily have to take them into the teleporter room. He can do his thing then. Okay. Yeah. Never returned?
Yeah, Nero's back.
Okay.
Um, Everybody is loaded up in the truck and ready to go.
Okay. Um,
Did you guys decide to go ahead and keep the prisoners with you? Or did you guys make a decision? I didn't hear a lot of discussion on that.
I think the teleporter guy's input was helpful. He doesn't want to take prisoners, risk exposing himself right now.
Mm-hmm.
And do we have any idea how close we are to our quarry? I don't think we do.
No, not exactly. Depends on where they are.
Yeah.
You're not an incredibly long way away from the peak of the mountain. It continues climbing steadily. There's a bit of kind of an exposed couple of kilometers around the peak of the mountain. Uh, so it kind of depends on if the trail goes to the peak or if it goes over and
Okay.
off into a little valley or towards another mountaintop, so on and so forth.
Yeah. What do y'all think?
Sorry, I'm brain dead tonight, but
I'll let Avery speak for you.
thanks, Avery.
We gotta keep him alive, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's all.
What if we just take him with us, right? Like, it's a pretty big car. Just like,
It did fit them all previously, right?
yeah, and there's like half of them or less.
I
Yeah.
kind of vote leaving them here just because it would make things easier for us.
But from just like dropping one of them out of the truck.
Oh my word. Roadblock.
I mean, I was gonna say, if you want to leave them now, there's nothing stopping you from just leaving them later. Just shove them off the back of the truck and keep going.
Yeah, I say that we get him to pile up in the back of the truck. Like, have you ever like stacked your string cheese neatly in the fridge?
Oh my
That's kind of
word.
what I'm
No.
thinking we do. Put it in the back of the
Oh my
the back of the
goodness.
truck. At least I think that's what Danielle was thinking.
Um,
I'm speaking for her, but maybe that's not how she feels.
no, I'm gonna rescind that privilege.
Oh goodness.
I give Danielle's voice back to her.
Yeah.
So still thinking out of character. We're still chasing down people. Um, as far as we know, these people are going to a hide place, right? Not hide place. Um, a rendezvous point, right, Ben?
No.
The
So
teleport room was the rendezvous point that they didn't get
yeah,
to. Okay.
the teleport room would have been the place for them to go, and then they could phone home and say, "Hey, we need a pickup."
Okay.
They've been chased off to the north of the city. There's no known like rendezvous point for the Urallan resistance anywhere nearby in that direction. Not for you know uh, weeks or so of travel by foot or even vehicle.
Okay.
I have
Um,
another Java idea.
let's hear it,
Here.
cause I'm also kind of out.
There's all these people here, right? And we have a person that can make people look like other people, and then there's us.
Can only make willing people look like other people, though.
What about dead people?
Nope.
Yeah, I
Dang.
think we've had that one
Believe,
before.
believe
Okay.
it or not, that one has been tried before and shot down.
Well, I was trying to earn that wholesome tag. Never mind.
By making dead people look like other people?
We're gonna weekend at Bernie's, the assault team.
Oh,
We
okay.
took it.
Yeah, that's wholesome, I guess. Hmm.
All right, so Saoirse, if Java had suggested putting him in the back of the bus, van, truck, whatever it is, dirt wagon, and using them to pop out the back just in case, she would have found that very entertaining, but would not be sure about it.
Entertaining but distasteful, perhaps.
They're already in the truck. Like, come on.
All right.
I'm thinking we should take them along.
Okay.
Keep
Saoirse,
keep the prisoners so they can't rat on us.
One of the guys is like, "It's fine. You can leave us behind. We'll just sit here and wait."
Nero climbs in the back of the truck with them. I'll sit with them.
Saoirse will roll her eyes a little bit and then be like, all right.
All right.
Hey, so when we were restraining them, I don't know if we can retroactively say, did we make sure they're all disarmed and stuff?
Oh yeah, you would have disarmed all of them, and they'll all have their hands tied together securely, as far as you can do with the tools at hand, and yeah, no weapons on any of them.
Okay.
No, I don't know what you guys want to do with the assorted monoblades, laser rifles, and
Could those have gone in the hole?
sidearms.
I was gonna say bury those.
Wait, are any of those guns an upgrade to what I have?
Yes.
Absolutely, yes. Um,
Pillage.
yeah, you can. Avery, sorry, Java can definitely take a laser rifle from the mix. He could even have a monoblade if he wanted, basically a sword.
He will take the rifle. He is not interested in the sword.
Okay. And yeah, I think that's about all that he could improve on from that. So uh, I think you've done this already before, but in the weapon section of once you click the pencil thing to do the edit, you can find from the drop down and choose weapon. You can find a laser rifle and add it, and you'll just need to check the plus skill box, and it'll be good to go. Um, so all right, the rest got buried. Is that what we're going with?
Yeah.
Alrighty. The rest of the weapons have all been buried in the pit, and you're ready to take off. All of the prisoners are sitting uh, orderly and motionless, not making any sudden moves, and most of them periodically eyeing Narrow.
Imagine she's probably sitting on, if there's a bench that butts up against the truck cab, she's probably sitting on that. Otherwise, she's got to stand and just kind of cling to the cab.
Okay. Yeah, there would be a seat like that. There's like a little window that she's got her back against that looks
Perfect.
into the cab. Um, all right, so we need driver, shotgun, and maybe somebody manning the gun turret.
Hmm.
I think Java driving because that's pilot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, maybe Brother Nick with them if they got to do any smooth talking.
Would you
Yeah.
rather have Brother Nick in the truck bed with the soldiers?
I was gonna say Java and Brother Nick up in the cab together is a seat Saoirse doesn't want to share.
Well, so the gun turret is basically like somebody standing just behind the two seats in the cab. Um, so like their lower body is inside the cab, upper body is up, sticking out of the top of the truck with the little uh, rotating gun turret
Mm-hmm.
on it. So then there'll just be the driver and somebody riding shotgun in the cab.
Yeah, I'm thinking the expected person to talk with in a lot of these trucks would be probably the guy riding shotgun.
So yeah, were you guys trying to change into Tabukan uniforms to disguise yourselves as a troop here?
It doesn't seem like it's necessary with a truck full of soldiers and one that got away. We're not gonna fool anybody, I don't think.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, out of
unless,
character 2 cents would be that would be a pretty difficult act to pull off given the circumstances.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough. So nice let Saoirse be shotgun. And then nice Brother Nick can use his I think I got a +1 shoot.
Okay.
Yeah, that works too.
Yeah, and if you lay down suppressing fire, doesn't even matter how good your aim is. uh so we've got and Kate is riding in the back next to Narrow. Um somewhat nervously eyeing the soldiers at first, but is just focusing on his readout from the drone. He's going ahead and keeping that recon
Yeah.
drone in the air,
uh,
and he lets everybody know that he's keeping an eye on the northern side of the city, just looking for any sort of response. He is able to tell um, just barely from his vantage point that there is some commotion going on at the encampment over in the practically in the center of the city.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but he's not able to make out much detail at that distance. So he's willing to take direction, but at the moment he was considering just keeping the drone watching the north side of the city.
Okay. Let's blaze trail.
Okay. So, let's see. Avery, give us a pilot check from Java. Pilot with dexterity. Hmm. Okay.
Oh wait, am I supposed to do anything with that? I guess it's never mind. That's something
No,
else.
There
it
were
all
12 initially, right?
calculated it.
Sorry.
You're good. Calculated everything just fine. And you don't have the ability to do a reroll, so it is what it is.
Yeah, mine for only spike drill related checks. Forgot.
Yeah, spike drill checks. Those could be. Yeah, actually, it occurs to me. I don't think there's not a button for that doubling pilot skill. Anyway, oh, I digress again. Um, okay, we're at 11 o'clock. So the vehicle sets off through the woods. Uh, high beams on full as Java follows the tracks now that you've been following on foot before. And the trail continues on north, higher and higher elevation. Uh, and seemingly aimed as you kind of weave through the forest, it seems like you're still heading pretty close on to straight at the peak. And let's see here. Um, mm.
I think I summed that up fairly well.
He's keeping it. He's keeping his reaction close to the chest at the moment. We'll say that much. Can leave it to Kay to decide exactly how much he might express in the future. But so yeah, Java's driving along through the forest in the middle of the night. Anybody want some snacks? Oh,
I'm sure
great.
that the prisoners love that.
Yeah. Like, man, just another Monday for Java, based on how that sounds. Um, so yeah, you're making decent time through the forest, and you come out. The forest starts thinning about the time that Cade reports uh, some movement within the northern part of the city, and he's noticed a contingent heading out.
Avery, I put something in chat for you. Sorry. You roll 20. Okay, go this time.
And from what he can see with his observation drone, there are two troop vehicles similar to the one that you've commandeered, as well as a grav tank that are mobilizing. But at this point, you estimate that you've got a solid hour and a half lead on them in terms of driving time.
Uh,
Hmm?
just being
Oh, does
stupid. Sorry, continue.
all right. Uh, so
Ooh,
you
I forgot to ask this. Is the truck hooked up to like any of their comms channels? Can we listen and see what kind of progress they're making?
Yes,
hmm,
I like that idea.
good question. Um, Brother Nick can suggest as much. It looks like it does have some sort of truck radio type thing in it. It hasn't, when you got into the truck, there wasn't any sort of chatter coming through the truck speakers or anything.
Disappointed.
Um, but you let's see. Okay, you check a couple of the presets on the truck's radio, and all of them are either silent or playing local radio stuff. Some some slow jazz on one, and some sort of pop
Imagine us
music on the
all
other.
packed in this truck with Java offering snacks. It's the middle of the night, and there's just like slow jazz coming in over the radio.
That's perfect.
Quite an aesthetic. Just gonna let you know.
All right. So yeah, but the truck is bouncing along over the uneven terrain and comes out of the edge of the forest to a pretty open view. You're just now coming up out of the edge of the forest, but the view opens up to to your left and right. Uh, quite a bit of distance. You're at a very high elevation at this point. You can see there's uh, a lot of thick atmospheric cover below you, clouds in the distance, but you're above all that, and you can see a number of peaks, some relatively close, others far off at the horizon. And rising up above you is an increasingly steep ascent towards a peak. Um, the very top, you can't exactly make out the actual peak. It's shrouded a bit in tree cover, and it gets a lot rockier towards the top. Um, but you can see that it's fairly open. It gets rockier and rockier, um, but it looks like the you definitely won't be able to take the vehicle all the way to the top. It's going to get too steep and strewn with boulders before you get to the top. Let me see. Let's have a notice check from. Hmm,
Just
one of the three that's in the front of the truck.
okay. I was gonna say, and despite her preoccupation with having food in front of her face, Nero is paying attention.
Nero's always paying attention.
There's always opportunity for more food.
Obviously. I was gonna say that. I was gonna say looking for her next
Mhm.
snack.
I've only
Oh,
got a
man.
0 to notice. Anybody got higher? Avery or Danielle?
Oh, sorry. I can try.
Java has +1 notice.
Go
Oh,
for it,
okay.
Java.
Yeah, so he's probably our best bet.
All right, let's have that notice.
Notice. What would that be? Wisdom?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Doot, doot, doot. I'm
Mhm.
hoping someone caught my Ferris Bueller's Day Off reference.
Okay, so as he follows, the line of what appears like the trail up towards the peak rising in front of him, uh, tracking boulders, looking for where he thinks he's going to be driving. He catches just a glint uh, far off in the distance, off metal, and he catches just the tail end of a vehicle of some kind sticking out from behind a boulder
Hmm.
far, far ahead, nearly nearly a kilometer distance up the side of the mountain.
So yeah, I guess you said nearly a kilometer away,
Mm-hmm.
and he's probably gonna start slowing down. And I mean, is there another route or?
Um, I mean, you're following the tracks that you had been following.
Like,
Um,
could I get around this? Like,
oh,
if I were to
no,
assume that, okay,
no, this is pretty much it's kind of narrowing as the terrain gets rockier and elevation increases, it gets more and more treacherous. From what he can see, it looks like that vehicle may have been driven as far as it could be, 'cause up beyond that point, it doesn't look like there's anywhere else you could really drive up the side of the mountain. It's hard for him to make out clearly because it's far away and nighttime and all, but
Is Java
um,
gonna be like, but what if we move the mountain?
he probably actually would at that point ask if we can move the boulder.
so is he pointing out to Saoirse and Brother Nick that he just
I
caught a
mean,
glimpse of a vehicle way up the mountain?
oh, I thought it was a boulder. It's a vehicle. Shows.
So it's the rear end of a vehicle that's just jutting out behind, like it's most of the vehicle is behind a boulder that's way on up the
He's
mountain.
actually a wrestler. Sorry, continue.
The high beams just caught a glint of it.
Okay, yeah, then he's gonna tell everybody about the car. and slow down. Make sure his headlights are off.
There you go.
Okay. He clicks off the high beams. And I'm going to need a saving throw.
Dang it.
This is going to be a physical saving throw
Um.
from Java.
Oh no.
Oh
Oh no.
Oh boy.
no. Oh no.
So,
Dead. Sorry.
yeah, so
Oh, that slayed me in a way it shouldn't have.
Java quickly turns off the high beams and what is he saying to Saoirse specifically?
I mean, he's probably just gonna say he saw a car. Like, there's something behind that boulder.
Okay. And
And pointing with his finger.
at that point there's a sharp sound of glass breaking and a solid thud from next to Saoirse as Java rebounds off the back of the seat and a
Dude.
spray of blood hits the inside of the windshield.
What?
And Java is clutching at his chest.
What?
Java
What?
has 0 hit points right now.
What? Oh my goodness. What? I'm like, what little brain cells I had left. I've been like, error 404 not found.
Yeah,
This-
Java
Was it
feels
the
an intense pain in his chest and just his vision rapidly goes black and
Saoirse's gonna be well, what direction did the glass break from behind us, you said?
no,
Or
the windshield in front of
oh man.
Java just
So where he was pointing essentially. The direction he was pointing.
yeah, from ahead.
He had
Oh,
one hand on the wheel. I want to point that out.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
All right, let's see here then. Hmm.
I don't know how
See.
quickly Saoirse could be healing him.
Yeah, give me a
Because there's also the car like careening out of control right now. I'm assuming.
yeah. So
Shoot.
let's see. Avery, roll me a one. Give me a 1d3 roll. If you know how to do the slash roll 1d3.
Dong.
Okay. So he had been slowing down, but the as he as he spasms, uh the he jerks the wheel and the truck cuts sharply to the right. And everyone in the back is tossed around a bit. Um, was anyone unbuckled for any particular reason?
Can't think of any particular reason other than freaking out about Java that Saoirse would have unbuckled herself, but I don't think that would have applied
Okay.
here.
She could reach across and touch him without needing to what's the word? Without needing to
Yeah, unbuckle. Yeah.
Without needing a
Okay.
buckle, right?
Then she would have reached over to try and heal him, and then they would have swerved hard to the right, so she would have been thrown to the left. Which side of the I'm guessing anyway. Which side of the car was the steering wheel on?
On the left side.
I like how you said that with such confidence, like on the correct side. The left side, obviously. Why would you even ask? I realized I was about to assume that it's on the left side. Wait, like the rest of the world doesn't do that. Basically, a bunch of other places, like Japan and the UK, the other
Mhm.
side of the car. So I was like, let me just ask. He might have decided this.
Okay, you're in
Okay.
luck. Java is now somewhat between her and the direction the shot came from.
Oh shoot. Um. Okay, well that's not her first thought. First thought is his eyes going blank. Um,
Yeah.
she's she's gonna try and heal him, obviously.
Okay.
What do
Right.
I need to do
Give
for
me
that?
Yeah, roll me that 2d6 plus 6.
Okay. So, so scared. Okay.
Um
2d6. Oh wait, I didn't do that right. I'm sorry. How do I
that's
click
okay.
biopsionics?
No, that works. 2d6 plus 6, that'll be 10.
Okay. We can
Um
math.
I
See, we
w-
continue to be educational.
yeah. So I will need initiative rolls from everyone.
Huh.
No, I. Mm, mm.
We
Ooh.
may or may not end up doing this. I
Don't you dare leave me on this cliffhanger, Ben Copeland.
I I will probably ask you guys a question or two. Um, but there's going to be some immediacy to all of this, obviously. So I think
Shoot, shoot, shoot.
initiative is probably
Ugh.
important.
Oh, crap initiative. Sucks. Okay. Wow. If he dies, literally his last words to her. We can talk about it later. Now's not the time.
Oh boy. Ah, famous last words.
Or not quite. He said, I don't think I've ever seen someone die before.
That's an even better famous last words.
Well,
Oh, I'm
and
gonna
then
say
he did confirm and say like, because you asked him if he was sure, like what was up with that, and he's like, I'm really not. I think those were his last words.
Yeah.
Besides, I think I see a car.
That's true.
Those don't count. That's just idle observation in the moment.
Yeah, only the cool last words count. Come on, guys.
Exactly. What are we, amateurs?
You're
didn't
not
get to
allowed
finish
to
the thought.
die, Java. Mm.
So
I'm gonna be so pissed if Avery's character dies right now.
so you're rolling 2d6. Is that actually, am I stable? How does that work in this game?
So
2d6
what
plus
happened?
6.
Yeah. So I'll describe that better here in a moment. Um, let's see. Oh, Java's didn't go through. Just a quick reminder: you have to click your token to get it to show up in the tracker. Um, but the way this works is basically he comes shuddering back to consciousness with his wounds healed. With he's with her powers, basically, there's some normal stuff that would happen, some slowly coming back to, you know, if you were on the brink and you got saved just barely. But with her powers, they bypass a lot of that, and you know, they're revived with whatever hit points she rolled and can act normally on their, you know, the next round.
Mm.
Um, the only the only thing that typically will limit her powers is being decapitated or just mutilated by heavy weapons.
For a
Which-
hot second, I thought you were saying if I was decapitated, and I was like, "Yep, that would put a damper on my powers, all right."
Yeah, decapitating her would also prove some major
Some
difficulty.
difficulty. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Thank you for that.
Let's see here. Yeah. So no more execution attacks because all of the potential targets are now alerted or alarmed.
Yikes.
So you can rest assured there. Yeah, so don't have didn't roll for Cade yet here.
Wait, Cade's drone didn't pick this up?
No, because he's watching the city.
Gotcha. Oh, that sucks.
The
Need to re-roll that, Ben, or can you just add me to the turn order with
Oh
my...
yeah, I can just add you the
I'll
turn order.
re-roll it if you want. Like, I'm just kidding.
Nah, that's
It's
good.
fair. It makes sense.
It's good. Let's see, where is Java's token on the thing? I don't see it anywhere.
He's in the car.
Oh, down there he is. boy. All right.
Just sitting there smiling.
Yeah. Okay. Cade.
I feel like we should all be in the car. Just saying.
Yep, that's actually a good
True.
point. Yeah.
Yeah, hadn't been had not been
There.
updated.
So that Brother Nick can be in the actual gunner seat and Cade can be next in the arrow.
Put Saoirse right there for some trauma.
But Cade on that side. I think somebody had moved Cade and I was holding on to him, so I had no choice but to undo your move.
That's okay. Alrighty then. So, yeah, Java comes shuddering back to consciousness here. Wait, did I say Cade? I meant Java. If I said Cade.
Mm.
And I think that's a great moment for us to end the session on.
Okay.
Yikes.
Yeah, so we'll leave us on that note. We'll get to faves, I suppose. Also, give everyone an XP.
Mm-hmm.
Woohoo!
Danielle, you somehow sound less than pleased.
I mean, I'm stoked that Java's alive. That's good. For now. But I don't like the cliffhanger that you
Last sentence in the session recap.
Yeah. No, I mean I think that's the first time in a very long time that any of the player characters has been brought to 0.
So random too.
Sure was.
Yeah, so just for okay, yeah, you got him correctly put at 10 hit points. All right, and Avery, you get to go first in the faves.
I'm not dead. Does that count?
That is a good fave, I think.
Say 5. Uh,
That,
uh,
that definitely
Oh
counts.
no. There you go.
All right, yeah, that's good enough. Anything else?
Mm,
Objection, leading the
There's-
player.
there's a couple of things, but I gotta give it to not being dead.
That is very fair. That's good enough for me. I'm no pressure to have multiple favorites by any means. Just didn't want to move on with not letting you finish. Um, mm, um, I guess it's not really desecrating the bodies, but disrespecting
Your
the
surroundings.
dead. Uh, yeah, yeah, that's fair. Uh, I think that was my favorite part of the session. Um, oh, yeah. I think that's pretty much it for me. Danielle, what about you?
Actually getting to play tonight is a good start. Um, hmm, I think honestly having someone not just be okay with the murder hoboing and like in a way that actually brought about maybe some conversation and some character development. So um yeah, I guess sort of having to work through now what.
Hmm. Yeah, let's see.
Got mine lined up when you're ready, Ben.
Yeah, go for it.
So I've got two, and they're in the form of quotes.
All
First
right.
is, "But it's not who I am."
Mm,
That was from Brother Nick's moment. And the second is, "That's something we can talk about." It was from a Java's moment. I think we've had some pretty awesome little glimpses into these characters this session.
hmm
You need me to repeat the quotes?
Very true. No, I think I got him.
Yes, he did. Yeah, those were both awesome scenes, role played by Ethan and role played in the sidebar with Java and Saoirse.
Hmm. Yeah, I definitely enjoy those too. Some depth. All right, Ethan.
I think gotta give it to you with your cliffhangers. And now this is what, like twice and well, not quite twice in 2 sessions of, leaving us on initiative for next time.
Hmm.
It's twice in 3 sessions, yeah. Keep 'em coming back for more.
Yeah, that way we just get potentially the fullness of the next session to resolve whatever comes out of it.
So
Because
radical.
unfortunately, combat just tends to bog down a little bit.
Yeah.
Um,
Guess we
we'll
didn't
see.
have full time. Yeah, last time.
I'm hoping that this. I'm hoping that this one won't quite take the entirety of a session, but I just don't. I don't really plan. I don't plan too strongly for that, just because I never know exactly how the thing is going to unfold. All right.
At some point, we also might have wanted to heal Nero. I just thought about that.
Mm,
I don't think
oh, that would.
it's absolutely crucial.
Hmm. That does remind me, though, that Java also needs to take 2 points of system strain.
Who's had 2 points of system strain? Me?
Java. No,
Oh,
no, not
Java.
Saoirse. So with all of that kind of confusing several numbers and pluses, um, permanent strain is that's for other stuff. The third zero there is where you add kind of your temporary amounts to system strain. All right. Would you guys like to have retconned some healing? I'll go ahead and be merciful, even after the session is over. I do find it reasonable that the party might have gotten healed up in the time that's passed.
I think the the reason that I would say no to narrow healing is because she wasn't there in the same scene that Saoirse had activated Psychic Succor, and it's it's each scene that you activate it is the commit per day. Doesn't seem worth it. I've still got plenty of hit points. She still has as many hit points as everyone else,
Mhm.
except maybe Brother Nick, whose hit points I can't see.
What about Brother
Oh,
Nick?
what was
Because
the
Brother Nick was
at?
there.
Yeah, I don't think I'm
You're
I guess I'm 38 of 54.
Okay.
So that's not terrible. But yeah, I might could stand to. But I don't know if that's gonna take away because I'm guessing Avery's gonna need a few rounds of healing.
No, she can
I
do it
think
as
that would have
much.
happened after, right?
this would
This
have been
hypothetical healing.
this would have been like we would have retconned this to have happened earlier.
Yeah.
Um, and
Oh yeah, I'm saying yes, I'm willing to forego a retconned healing if that leaves her with the effort in the present and future.
so mechanically speaking, she can heal you guys all day, every day.
Oh,
Um,
it's not burning up her effort to do
nah,
the.
she's
Oh
OP.
yeah, I guess you took the mastered one, so
Oh, right. So she didn't even spend that first one.
Not.
Yeah,
oh
okay.
nice. Okay, yeah, I guess that's
Then heck yeah, I'll take a heal for Nara.
All right, so Danielle, want to hit us up with so do the slash roll 2d6 plus 6.
Okay, so
Um,
it's slash roll.
space 2d6 plus sign 6, and then you hit enter.
Assuming that this retconned healing would have had no impact on Java's situation.
Right.
Let's see. So would we? Well, let's see. Okay, so we'll say that 12 is for Brother Nick. Brings him up to 50 out of 54, and another system strain. Would you want to get him topped off, Ethan?
Yeah. Or well, you said 12. No, I guess that gets me most of the way.
Yeah, I'm
Or
asking, would you
40,
want
50.
to go ahead and top him off with another hit, or leave him at 50?
No, yeah, that's fine. Well, hopefully I don't die by 4 hit points.
uh, yeah, so that'll leave you at 2 system strain, not bad. Do a couple. Do one for narrow, Danielle.
Yes.
Okay, so if you press, if you put in the chat bot, just hit the up arrow, it'll pull the last thing you typed.
Wait, that didn't work.
No, not the caret, just the
Up arrow?
up arrow.
No,
I knew
it
that
didn't
was
work.
gonna happen.
What?
Well, because that's the last thing she typed.
Oh well, yeah. Now you got to tap it a couple times.
Just let me do it this way.
That works. Okay, so 13 for narrow.
All right. Yeah, that
Let's see.
puts me at 56. That's fine.
Okay.
Narrow
So-
doesn't have the system strain to just be like, yeah, I'll take it all.
Okay, so she's at 56. Java was at 18 out of 30. Would he have taken a hit of healing?
Would it have mattered?
That is beside the point.
I mean, I'd still be at 10, so it doesn't really change anything.
That's metagaming, sir.
I mean, okay, sure, yeah, he took the
I mean,
healing,
we're-
and
we're-
now we're in the same place.
I'm just gonna say we're retconning back to post battle. If he thought being 18 out of 30 was worth, if he felt roughed up enough to warrant healing a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, he probably would have taken that healing. And that's
Okay.
he's at like 50% at that point.
Yeah. But yeah, you are correct. It does not in this moment change where his hit points are at now. Does put him at 3 system strain.
I feel like I may have missed some system strain because I'm only at 1. The one I just took. Why does everybody else have system strain and I don't? Oh, hiking. I think.
Don't know. I mean, everybody else may have had like one. You had what, 1 to start with?
I didn't have no. The one I have now is I just added it.
Hmm. Yeah, I think pretty much everybody had 1 or maybe 2 already.
Do you remember what that was from?
I do not, off the top of my head.
I'm gonna need a quick rundown on what the system strain is and why it's important.
It's basically just a long-term tracker thing. It basically means nothing until you max it out. And I think all that really does, well,
And it just
for
stops you from doing stuff that would give you more if you max it out.
yeah, it as far as like the healing goes, you can't heal somebody who's full on system strain.
How do you refresh that metric?
It naturally goes down as you get full night of rest kind of stuff.
More
So did you say we're drugs?
Well,
Yeah,
I think that's a pre-tech one. And I
It
is,
think
yeah.
it's also pretty gnarly too. That wipes out your system strain.
Yeah, there's a pretty big one. Let's see, yeah, I don't think it actually, like, there may be certain special effects that cause something to happen when you if you max it, like if there's some ongoing disease or sickness or something. Um, but no, the it's usually usually doesn't become a major problem. Um, so we'll just leave everybody's where it's at the moment. Um, and we'll just make a point of I'll try to make a point of reminding everybody next time you get a full easy night's rest to knock one off the top.
I'm usually pretty good about remembering to tick it when I take it. Tick it when you take it. Tick it when you take it. Because I know that Nero has a reduced limit, and that's just the trade-off that I've taken for her getting so cybered up.
Mm-hmm.
If you end up remembering throughout the week where she might have taken it, then obviously let me know. But based on nothing at all except for vague recollections of things that may or may not have happened, I think everyone but Nero took system strain from hiking and exertion type stuff.
Yeah, that was my gut reaction too. I just didn't remember exactly who and how much would have been taken before.
Right.
Um, so I don't think it's significant enough that it's gonna require a careful, digging back through the history. Um,
Okay.
but I will. So we'll just not worry about that, I think, and let's just suppose you burn through all of it really quickly, and it becomes extremely important to know if you guys had one more or one less than you technically have at the moment.
I think it's
Um,
unlikely.
yeah, but with all that taken care of, I believe that does it for our session.
All right.
We have a loose plan for our next session already, which thank you for Ethan healing up Avery, Java in this case, uh, securing the prisoners,
Oh, whoops, yeah.
uh, maybe reassuring Avery that he doesn't have to roll up a new character just yet.
Maybe. Play your cards right.
Yeah. 1B is heal Java.
um,
If Java dies, I'm never telling any of you his backstory.
Oh no.
oh man, so you guys have to work extra hard if you want to learn any of those secrets. Yeah, securing prisoners, confirming who's shooting at us, saying we're driving at night and a Tabugan APC. It could be Reese or the Uralans shooting at us. If they're friendly, try to signal we're friendly and get them to stop. If Tabugans, light them up with strafing fire and drones.
And I'm gonna take a little control here. I want to thank. I saw we had a couple of viewers tonight, so aside from just us, so thank you um, to the viewers and the lurkers alike.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go ahead and end the stream here.
Yeah.
Sorry
Good
for
night,
yelling in people's ears.
everyone.
You're probably fine.